Hi, I'm Nigel Broad, and in the following set of tutorials, I'm going to be taking you through Arturia's brand new recreation of the Emulator II polyphonic sampling keyboard. An 80s classic, the Emulator II was considered the more affordable choice for digital sampling compared to the heavyweight Fairlight CMI, and was used just as extensively by many influential artists of the day. Even though it was considered affordable at the time, at around $8,000 for the base model, or around $20,000 in today's money, it was still out of reach of the average musician. So unless you were an extremely busy working musician, a pop star, or your name was Ferris Bueller, sampling was still very much reserved for the few. Eventually, of course, technology caught up, and just as with the fate of the Fairlight, the Emulator series was overtaken as cheaper options came along. With a resurgence of everything 80s, the Emulator II found itself popular again, and prices on the second-hand market skyrocketed. But there's no need to shell out for a 35-year-old antique, since Arturia has faithfully recreated the Emulator II, improved and updated it, all while retaining that famous emulator sound. I'll be covering every detail of the Emulator II-V in the coming tutorials, but before I get into the virtual Emulator II, we'll take a quick look at the emulator's rise and fall through its storied career. Like many musicians during the 80s, I personally craved a Fairlight CMI, but I would have been more than happy with an Emulator II. Sadly, no wealthy benefactor stepped in, and I had to wait for the sampling revolution to come to the masses, with the advent of reasonably priced samplers, such as the Ensoniq Mirage and the Akai S612. Once you start noodling around, you'll soon discover how Arturia's virtual Emulator 2 can add some serious 80s vibes to your music, or in the very least, get you out of school.